Freestyle goals and a high-level offense are all well and good, but without a solid D, you'll probably end up too tilted to remember to save your sick replays anyway. Boring stuff like rotations, positioning, and effective clearances, while admittedly lacking in glamour, are more important than the occasional wonder goal if you want consistent W's on that board. That's why we've teamed up with professional-ish Rocket League coach Gregan, whose D is so impressive it would shock yo mama, to create 5 defensive Rocket League skills every pro player must know. We've even capitalised the word must for bonus clickbait. As a viewer of this video, you're part of the problem. Now, let's get this shindig crack-a-lackin'. At no point in your Rocket League career will you ever feel more powerless than when watching your teammate charge thoughtlessly from the relative safety of his own half to a ball that you know he won't win. From afar, you see it coming. Your teammate, his opponent nearer to the action. The rush of blood to your teammate's head as he charges, boost management be damned into the general direction of the loose ball. And then, invariably, before you get the chance to rotate back, grab yourself some boost, watch the extended Lord of the Rings trilogy and reset your defensive positioning, the inevitable happens. Everyone spams WoW. The ball trickles slowly into your goal. The point we're making is that when you're the third man back, don't dive in. Instead, slow the game down by initially keeping your distance, then tackle your opponents when you're confident they can't flick it over you. If you realise mid-charge you'll be beaten to the ball, try and gauge whether your opponent is going to shoot, take a touch, or fake. Then do anything you can to ensure your car blocks the path between the ball and your own goal. At this point, there's probably no going back, so you may as well commit. The best way to learn when to attack and when to hold off is to play 1v1s. Much like the fictional American sport of basketball, a lot of high-level Rocket League is spent utilising the backboard. Pro players pepper this particularly penetrable place in their opponent's part of the pitch until eventually soaring up and smashing the ball home. Just like an actual basketball player scoring his team a hoop shot from the 4-point line zone. Defending this, thankfully, is easier than you think. As you've probably noticed, defending a backboard hit from inside your own goal is about as fun as a red-hot poker to the hippocampus. Where possible, you should instead let your teammate aerial in from the side and clear the ball as it bounces. If you are the teammate on the side, make sure you communicate that you've got it as early as possible to avoid a dreaded double commit. You can even force your opponents to reconsider hitting it against your backboard in the first place. To do this, simply drive onto your back wall before the opponent makes their hit. If the ball does still come your way, turn yourself into a vehicular fly swatter and bat it away. Just make sure it ends up in the corner of the pitch and not in your own penalty box. Regular viewers of Pro Rocket League will see this defensive strategy used a lot. Unfortunately, the time will come where you must make a backboard clearance from within your own goal. Before going pro, you will have to be able to do this consistently, so we've found a training pack that will help you do just that. The code is appearing on your screen now. You're probably already aware that the easiest way to clear is to hit the ball on the half volley, but you can't always do this. Sometimes you're rushed, or the ball is rolling, or you have no boost. In these trickier situations, going for distance alone will likely do nothing more than set your opponents up for an aerial. Here's 4 ways to prevent this. Number 1. Touch and dribble. This is fine if you're not under much pressure, but you must ensure your car remains in line with the ball and your goal at all times. 2. Clear where your opponents aren't. If your opponents are on the right, clear to the left. If your opponents are back at base, keep it closer to you. Basically, keep as much distance between the ball and your opponents as possible. Number 3, find a teammate. If you can't get any power, pass to a teammate so they can use the pace of your hit to get a better clearance. This is especially effective if your team is being boost-starved and none of you can make a powerful hit. But bear in mind that this works both ways. If your teammate's about to get a weak clear, read where it's going and head there as soon as possible. You'll either turn a bad clearance into a good one or block your opponent's next shot at source. Number 4, clear to your own corner. This is easily read and your opponents have every chance of picking up the loose ball, but at least you've bought your team some time. You should try to find the opposite corner to the one your opponents are attacking, even if this means not touching the ball at all, say if it's already heading safely to your corner. Be aware though, knocking the ball across your own goal is risky and should only be done if you're certain your opponents aren't waiting to pounce. Even when you can get a big clearance, don't always go for distance. A clean hit is an opportunity to hit the ball wherever you want, so keep an eye out for teammates surging forward or awaiting a redirect. This can turn defense into goals for your team. There are many obvious parallels between effective clears and effective saves. Avoid deflecting the ball into your own penalty box at all costs, aim for your teammates or the corners, or make a huge clear. But getting to the ball in the first place is easier said than done. Here's 3 quick and dirty tips for when you're certain a shot's incoming. Number 1, don't edge forwards. If you find yourself in your own goal and your opponent's got a shooting chance, wait behind the line until you know where the shot's going. We'll explain later why you should usually save from the side of the goal. But in times of desperation, like this one, it's a good tip to know. As you can see in this clip, edging forward prematurely makes a subsequent save so much less simple, so hang back until you're confident. Number 2, trust your teammates. I know, they all suck, but it's important. If matey here's already going for the ball, there's no point in you doing the same thing. Instead, stay composed, remain in the net, and prepare to win the loose ball or save the next shot. In true goalmouth scrambles, this is obviously easier said than done, but limiting your double commits as much as possible will result in fewer goals conceded. Number 3, don't rush out of goal. If you're in goal and an opponent's charging down your teammate's clearance, it's best to stay put in case the 50-50 gives your enemies another shooting chance. However, as my drug addict father once told me, even the cleanest seeming hits aren't always safe. That's because your teammate may not have the angle to clear well. If you're confident you can reach the loose ball next, then by all means try and win it. Otherwise, stay behind your goal line and remain vigilant. But don't get us wrong, lingering in goal for too long will allow high-level opposition to pass the ball around you like you're not even there. While you shouldn't rush leaving your goal, a pro player will leave at the first opportunity. Knowing when to stay and when to go can only come with experience, but it's something to keep in mind from now on.
We'll give you 30 Saturdays.
In between first discovering my stream and realising how much I actually suck,
Oh, I saved it! What a save!
a lot of people
What a
ask
save
my
that is.
number
Did you
one
see what
tip
that save
for
was?
improving at
That's a
Rocket
proper
League.
That was a fucking
I
save.
tell them what Gregan taught me.
Back post rotations are well important. Maybe you should try them sometime.
Imagine your opponents are putting you under pressure and you're rotating into net. if you've got time, drive to the far post instead of straight into your goal. Here's why. From here, we can see and reach the entire goal, meaning any shots are easily defended. Not only that, but as we travel forward to meet the shot, we're always going to get a solid clear into the corner. We can also cover the backboard with absolute ease, either by aerialing the ball from the side or driving up the back wall as discussed earlier. The final advantage is we have eyes on almost the entire pitch. This means we know the position of the ball as well as every other player. If Matey here decides to pass, we'll know exactly who he's passing to and can position our car to make the save. Or, if we're feeling brave, we can block the pass as it comes in and set up a counter-attack. Can't see a teammate? They must be in your blind spot. Use this knowledge to abandon your post and charge down the ball. Your teammate then tucks in behind you and the cycle continues. If you're on comms, by the way, a quick shout to say you're at the back post is enough to tell your teammate you've got the goal and the backboard covered. If there's an opponent in your blind spot, you know to prepare for a pass in their direction. There's far more to back post rotations, as well as the rest of these tips, than we've outlined here. If you want some more in-depth instructions, click the link in the description to check out Gregan's Tabletop Tactics series, which starts with an incredibly detailed analysis of why back post rotation is so important. Subpar out. P.S. Please subscribe and post a comment saying how good this video was to make me happy. And also we're on Twitch, there's a link in the description. Oh, and you can follow me on Twitter as well. And join our Discord if you want. Okay, bye!